Hello there. My name is Merida. I wanted to read a story to you today. It's about me. It's called Brave, and it's about me and my mother. And she became a bear. Oh, goodness. That's right, you heard me. A bear. A princess rises early. A princess doesn't doodle. A princess is patient, cautious, and clean.
There's a queen.
That's right. Yep, there's the queen in front of the castle, making sure I don't get into any trouble. Where's the fun in that? Queen Eleanor had many rules for how to be a princess. Who's that? If you guessed it's me, you're right. Merida, her daughter, hated all of them. I don't like her rules. There's rules for everything. Only when she was alone did Merida feel free. It's true. That's what I like to do. Since Merida would be queen one day and she was old enough to marry, Queen Eleanor felt it was time to find her a husband. Marriage! Merida wailed. Queen Eleanor and King Fergus invited the oldest sons of 3 lords to compete in the royal games. The winner would marry Merida. Oh dear. Well, we can't have that, can we? I think I'm too young to get married. There was young Macintosh. Young MacGuffin and wee Dingwall. Merida did not want to marry any of them. So she won the royal games herself. I showed them a thing or two. Uh-oh. Well.
Let me see.
Yep. See?
She cut the picture.
Yes, she did. I cut the tapestry. Well, Queen Eleanor was furious. Merida was angry too. She was tired of always having to do what her mother wanted. Merida lost her temper. She slashed her sword through a family tapestry, right between the images of her and her mother. I didn't mean to. I was just so angry. I feel really bad about it now. Then Merida jumped onto her horse and rode away from the castle. When she came upon a ring of stones, she saw a flickering blue light. More lights joined it. The will-o'-the-wisps were forming a trail leading her into the woods. Well, I suppose I should show you that picture. Well, then Merida jumped onto her horse and rode away from the castle. When she... Oh, I just read that page. Okay. Merida followed the will-o'-the-wisps to a woodcarver's cottage.
Merida flew away.
She did. I did. I went far away. But the woodcarver was really a witch. She offered to make one spell from Merida.
I want Merida's white blue dress.
Okay. I liked the blue dress, but it was too tight. Merida wanted a spell to change her mother's mind. The witch agreed to do it and started brewing something in her cauldron. When she was done, she gave Merida a spell cake. Do you think it looks good? I don't know. Hmm. Back at the castle, Merida brought the cake to Queen Eleanor. She hoped it would make her mother change her mind about the marriage. Instead, it changed Queen Eleanor into a bear. Oh my, that's not what I wanted at all. Oh no, what had Merida done? Years earlier, a giant bear named Mordu had bitten off one of the king's legs. Now Fergus heard a bear. He sensed a bear. Oh no, that's not very good, is it? Well, let's see now. Oh, this is where it gets a little scary. Oh, I like action scenes. Right away, Fergus knew a bear was in the castle. He tracked it up the stairs, around a corner, and down a hallway. We had to run so fast. He was catching up to us. Merida's mother was a bear. Her father was hunting her mother. Merida needed help. Merida's little brothers led Fergus on a wild goose chase. The queen got away. To thank her brothers, Merida said they could have any treat in the kitchen. Uh-oh. I didn't think of that. Merida rushed back to the witch's cottage. The witch was gone, but she had left a clue. Fate be changed. Look inside. Mend the bond torn by pride. What did it mean? Let's see now. In the woods, Merida and her mother learned to work together. For the first time, they enjoyed each other. At last, Merida understood the witch's clue. There's Mother. She finally caught a fish. If you saw the movie, you know she had to try a lot. I had to teach her how. It's the tapestry, she cried. Mend the bond torn by pride. Must mean fixing the tapestry would make her mother human again. That was a lot of fun. Do you like when your mom plays games with you? She plays games with me a lot more now. At the castle, Fergus spotted Eleanor. He thought she was a wild bear. Mom, run! Shouted Merida. Fergus and the other men chased Eleanor. Merida chased the men. Her brothers helped. They were bears now too. They had eaten the spell cake.
They got the bear.
I knew. I hope they don't hurt her. Merida had to fix the tapestry fast.
I hope they won't get the bear.
Well, I hope not too. That's my mother. The hunting party closed in on the bear and tied her to the ground.
Not.
I hope not. Fergus raised his sword, but Merida stepped in and blocked his blow. She had saved her mother just in time. That's good.
Just the baby bears.
Yes, those are my brothers. Harris, Hubert, and Hamish. Suddenly Mordu appeared. When he turned toward Merida, her mother broke free from her ropes. She fought Mordu and won. The evil bear was crushed by a giant stone. It was a nasty fight. I was so worried about my mother. Even though the tapestry was fixed, Eleanor was still a bear. Merida threw her arms around her mother. I want you back, Mum, she said. I love you." At those words, her mother changed back into the queen. Yay! You stop that, silly girl. One day, Merida might be queen, but for now, there would be no more changes. Eleanor and Merida had learned to love each other just the way they were. We learned a lot. It was a big adventure. Did you like that story? What was your favorite part? I like that one too. I liked catching fish with my mom. It was funny to watch her splash around. She could barely get her paws on them. They were so slippery.
You're having a sleepover.
Yes, I do have another book for you. Are you excited for this one? It's called Merida is Our Babysitter. There's me and my brothers. We had an adventure too.
Your buffers are being silly.
They are being very silly. They're silly a lot.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
They never get in any trouble though.
Yes.
And I always get into trouble.
Yeah. She's saying that it's snoring.
My dad Fergus does snore. Very loudly. All right then. There's me and my brothers.
Her mom and Nan are saying goodbye to her.
They are. One day, Queen Eleanor and King Fergus were getting ready to attend a royal banquet. Maudie the nursemaid had the day off, so Merida was going to babysit her brothers for the first time. They can be quite a handful, Merida's mother warned. I can manage the wee ones, Merida assured her parents. Don't worry about a thing. Do you think they should be worried? Well, maybe just a little. But as soon as the king and queen left the castle, the three boys began to run wild. Harry slid down the banister. Hamish swung from the chandelier, and Hubert ran around the dining room table. What have I gotten myself into? Merida said to herself worriedly. Oh dear. I never thought they'd do that.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
She quickly thought of a plan to keep her brothers busy and out of trouble. Let's have an archery contest, she suggested. They liked that idea. Doesn't that look like fun? That's my idea of a good time. Outside, Merida watched as each boy held up his arrow and pulled back his bow. 1, 2, 3, she shouted. The boys released their arrows. Harris's and Hamish's arrows each landed in the bullseye. They were quite good. But Hubert's arrow went too high and pierced an apple in the tree above them. The apple landed right on one of the Queen's favorite garden statues. Merida caught the statue just before it fell on the ground. Phew, that was close, said Merida. Maybe we should do something else. I had to take quite a dive for it. The boys were getting restless again. Merida had to think of another activity fast. Let's check on the horses, she said. The triplets ran off excitedly to the stable. Look how excited they look. Hubert gathered some hay for the horses. Hamish filled the trough with fresh water. And Harris combed the horses' tails. What a mess!
They're getting hay underwear.
They did. They got hay everywhere. It spilled water.
Oh, that's not nice for the horse's tail.
That's right.
They can't tie the horse's tail.
Yup. I know. It wasn't very nice, was it? Well, before the triplets could get into any more trouble, Merida suggested they saddle up the horses and take a long ride. This should keep them busy for a while, she said to herself. It started out that way. But when they stopped to give their horses a drink from a stream, the boys noticed a trail of glowing blue lights. Hamish jumped up and ran after them. His brothers followed. The three boys tried to catch the tiny blue fairies. Leave them be, Merida warned. If you chase the will-o'-the-wisps, they'll lead you astray and get you lost. But did they listen? They never listened to me. And I tried to tell them. The boys didn't listen. Instead, they got on their horses and galloped after the wisps.
Where they go to?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? They ran away after I told them not to.
Yeah.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
That made me kind of mad.
Yeah.
The boys didn't listen. Right. Come back, Merida called, but they were already gone. She jumped on her horse and chased them. Merida followed the boys into the woods. Soon they were out of sight. She came to a fork in the path. She didn't know which way the boys had turned. Merida began to worry. Where could those rascals be?
I don't know.
Now where'd they go? And if you didn't see, that's them running way ahead. They were supposed to stay close to me.
Ha, ha, ha.
You should always listen to your babysitter. Is that right?
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm your babysitter, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Merida.
Uh-oh. They're really high up there.
I know. They went very high, but we're going to wait. Okay, we're not on that page yet. You're going ahead. Merida saw the wisps fluttering ahead. They seemed to be waiting for her, so she followed them. The blue fairies led her deeper into the forest. Finally, they stopped at the bottom of a large pine tree. Merida looked up. There were her three brothers, stuck high in the branches.
Uh-oh.
Well, now what do we do?
They're too scared.
Yes, they did look quite scared. I was worried, and I was scared too.
She got one.
Yes, I had to be brave. Again. Now do you believe me? Merida called to the boys. Those wisps are mischief makers. The triplets were kicking and fussing to be rescued. Merida helped them down. Well, those pesky wisps can't be all bad, she said. They did come back to help me find you. When she turned around to thank the fairies, they were gone. But at least the boys were safe. No more climbing trees for them, huh? Back at the castle, Merida found more ways to keep her brothers busy.
On.
Yes. Don't jump ahead. We're not on that page yet.
Okay.
See, we're right here. They helped prepare a dinner. A feast fit for 3 wee kings. Do you see how messy they are? And I had to clean up after them. Well, they did help clear the table, washed the dishes, and mopped the floor. I made them help after they made such a mess. At last it was time for bed. The boys changed into their pajamas, brushed their teeth.
It's really time to bed.
Yes, it's time for bed. It's almost your bedtime, too. Mm-hmm. And then they ran to find a bedtime story. Those little rascals. Hey, you! Stop jumping on the bed. The triplets each had a favorite book, and they bickered about which one Merida would read first. Don't worry, said Merida. I'll read all your stories. Now settle down. But the princess was exhausted from her busy day. Before she could finish the first page of the first book, her eyes closed. The boys gently placed a blanket over their sister. Then they snuggled in close and fell asleep. They can be quite sweet sometimes. They wore me out. When Queen Eleanor and King Fergus returned home, they found Merida and her brothers fast asleep. See, I told you there was nothing to worry about, said the king. Merida is the perfect babysitter. That I am. Well, that was quite a day, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. This one. I am a good babysitter, but these children are handfuls. Do you listen to your babysitters and your parents? Well, I certainly hope you do. Do you help them clean? If you make a big mess, you should help clean it up, right? Well. Yeah. I hope the New Year's going good for you. And I hope you're behaving. And I hope you're getting along with your mother. Your mother cares about you. She really does. I had to learn that. I didn't think she really cared about me because she wanted me to get married.
She doesn't want to get married.
That's right. I really didn't want to get married. I still don't want to get married. Not for a long time. And then I want to fall in love on my own and pick my own husband. That's the way it should be. Well, I suppose I better be going. I have to go see what those rascals are up to. This one has to get ready for bed. Don't you?
Yeah.
Well, we should go check on Harris.
Yes.
And Hamish.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Let's go see what the three are up to.
Okay.
All right, then. Well, thank you all for listening to my stories. And I hope you come to see me again sometime. Have a good night. Bye. Toodaloo.